Welcome back to Our Vision Farm. I am just going to be doing a walkthrough around the property today. This is our mealworm bin. You see all those little bugs crawling around. We got the beetles in there, and you can see some of the mealworm larvae as well. They're eating some apples, and we put some oats in there because I ran out of the wheat germ. So oats is another option that you can raise mealworms in. But I haven't done a video. I don't really have any specific topic to cover right now, but just gonna do a walkthrough to see all the animals and what we got going on. Right now we don't have too much going on in the gardens. We planted seeds, but I haven't really been keeping track of things and haven't been keeping the gardens exactly clean. I ended up planting butternut squash in this garden over here. I'm not sure if any have sprouted yet. I don't think they have. The seeds that I planted might have not been good. I might have to replant them because we've been getting a lot of rain, so I haven't had to worry about watering anything, but I haven't seen any of the seeds sprout yet. So, and then in our back garden we ended up planting the pumpkins I showed you guys. Those have sprouted, and the garden over here is doing pretty good also with some of the pumpkins that we planted, but I'll definitely go check out the boxes and see if anything new has popped up in those. So we still got Boba over here. She is growing. Hey, Boba. She's getting big. She has completely destroyed this little plot. We have this chicken here. She got injured. Something got into our little chicken coop and actually like almost scalded her. So we've been keeping her separate because the roosters kept trying to mate her as well and hurt her even worse, because we kept her separate for a little bit till she healed up, and then we put her back in with the chickens, and the roosters just retore everything back open from trying to mate. So we're keeping her separate until she's fully healed. She's almost there. All the feathers have grown back. Turbo is still doing good. Turbo and Boba the pig have become best friends. Whenever we do let Boba out and loose in the yard, Turbo follows her around. That's the only time he'll really like actually go out into the grass and explore his surroundings, when Boba is out. But otherwise he kind of just sticks around. We're still putting him in here at nighttime. He just sticks close around. He doesn't really wander around too much. Silkies are doing good. My daughter has silky eggs in the incubator right now, due to hatch in a couple days on Saturday. It looks like we have a silky laying eggs in there. These are the younger turkeys. They're also doing really good. We have a really big one right here. I gotta toss him in with the adult turkeys. These two are the same age, but this is a male, and I'm thinking that is a female. Those were the first two turkeys that we hatched, and the rest are just a little bit younger. That's why they look different sizes. So I'm still keeping them in here, but I do have to get the bigger ones out of there to give more space to the little ones. So heading towards over here. Bird aviary is still doing good. The birds are up there all over the place. We bought them some more cuttle bones, and they've been enjoying those. Some of them are hanging out over here. We haven't got any new parakeets yet, so there's about 7 in there. So this is the flower garden, but we had planted veggie seeds. I had shared a video, but not really seeing much grow. We got the radishes. We harvested radishes that we grew in there, and then like we had cucumber plants that grew in here, and then I think something came and ate them, because after that, the next day they were gone. I do see one little one still there, but nothing ever grew. This is just flowers. I'm not really seeing much going on in the boxes. I'm going to have to replant some seeds. Then over here you can already see, I don't remember exactly what this was. It was either butternut squash or the acorn squash or the white patty pan, but whatever it is, it's already flowering. And then these are a little bit behind. They're not in the flowering stage yet. And then we got some more plants here that look like they're about to flower, but not quite there yet. Papaya tree, banana tree. We definitely got to do some more cleaning up here because the weeds are coming back. Mexican petunias. Those are very pretty to have in the garden, but they're very invasive. These are vincas. They also reseeded themselves all over the boxes. We got some butterflies here enjoying the vincas. The sheep are out grazing. We got our potted garden here. We're gonna have to remove all our pots and cut the grass in here. It's getting very, very long, but we have lots of peppers on our pepper plants. We have some okra, some eggplant growing in here. We did, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's some fishing line going across here because we had a deer that kept coming in here. So I kind of have to maneuver around the fishing line because somebody told me that fishing line scares away the deer because the deer will hop in here at nighttime and they won't see the fishing line, but they'll feel it and it kind of spooks them. And then they don't want to come back in here at all because they don't know what it was that spooked them and touched them and they can't see it. So we're testing out that theory in this garden. And ever since we did that, we haven't had a problem with deer coming in here. But we have some eggplants going. This one is flowering. Lots of jalapenos. These Thai chilies. More jalapenos. Up in the front of the house, we still have our full-grown turkeys, and we have our white Plymouth rocks. Again, with the roosters, we had to separate some roosters from the females. I believe we had a total of three or four roosters. No, it's 4 roosters altogether. And we don't have that many females for those 4 roosters, so they were over mating and yanking all those like back of the head feathers off. So we had to separate them, and as soon as we separated them, the female chickens started growing their feathers back and they healed up really nice. But the one hen that we had separated, that was definitely due to a predator. I think a possum or raccoon. The day after that happened and we found her injured like that, we set out a trap and caught a possum in it. So it could have been a possum trying to get in there to eat their feed or maybe some eggs. So that's why I have 2 roosters in here temporarily. We have too many roosters anyway, so we were thinking of processing them because these are going to be our future meat birds. So I figured we can go ahead and process the roosters and see and compare how the meat is, how much they weighed, and just compare the difference than what we're raising right now for meat, which is the Cornish cross. We have some fig trees with some little figs on it. This is our little front fruit orchard. And then this is also where we keep our meat chickens when we have those in our hoop houses. We move them around to fresh grass every day. These are doing good. And then on this side, we planted that banana tree, I think is newer. We planted elderberries over here, but the deer keep coming to eat those. So I don't know what to do about that. The deer come in the middle of the night and we don't notice the damage until the next morning. But they don't seem to be touching anything else, which is really good. We got a bunch of mushrooms growing. Actually looks like we're getting a ring of mushrooms. It's like following a circle over here. And there's one random mushroom over here. So we just need a couple more and it'll make a ring of mushrooms. This guava tree is doing really good. This is a pink guava. And then the one next to it we bought at the same time, planted them on the same day, but this one has gotten a lot bigger. Another thing the deer keep eating is this poor loquat tree, which was doing really good until the deer just keep coming back to it. It's just those same two trees, the loquat and the elderberry. The deer just will not give up on it. And these two are mulberries, this one and this one over here. So I don't know, I like my peach trees and guava trees and fig trees more than the elderberry and the loquat, so fingers crossed the deer just keep on eating those, and those will be our sacrificial trees. This is the white Plymouth rocks I was telling you about. Just in here we have 2 roosters, and I believe the rest are females. They haven't started laying eggs yet. This little brown one, she's the one that lays the eggs, but our white Plymouth rocks still haven't. We're waiting on that to start so we can start hatching their eggs. The turkeys have been taking a break in laying as well, but we hatched plenty of turkey eggs. We sold lots of turkey chicks this year, and you saw my cage over there that's full of baby turkeys as well. So other than that, heading towards the back of our property, it's the same old thing. Our dog took over this one. This cage used to be where we kept one of the male pigs, but she has claimed this as her little area, and she claimed that as her dog house. So we do have to repair all of this because we are going to make it new for pigs, especially when we start breeding our pink pigs. But for now, the dog is just living in that one, and then we're keeping Bubba the pig here and Peanut the pig here on this side together. I figure that they need to go ahead and be friends, because when we do get Boba and Bubba together to mate for the first time, or to breed for the first time, we're definitely going to keep her separate from Bubba, because we don't want any injuries to happen to baby pigs when they are born. You're supposed to keep the male pig away from the female. Plus, she'll need her own space to raise all her babies. Our ram is still here. And then our sheep are free ranging right now. They're right there. This is the back garden I was telling you about, where we planted the pumpkins. Not all of our pumpkins sprouted, but where they did, you can see that they are getting bigger. So right here is one. We planted them scattered all over the place, so I do see a couple, but we definitely got to do some weeding in here. Our watermelons that we grew in the pot, they're not doing too hot. It was supposed to be the little sugar watermelons. They got to about the size of an orange. One of them fell off the plant, and we opened it up, and supposedly it was rotted inside. So before it even got to the size it was supposed to be, it got overripe, and we never actually got to enjoy it. You can see one kind of hanging from the pot right now. It's just, that's as big as they get, and then they just start over ripening or rotting from there. So it didn't work out. Watermelons, we have not been able to grow watermelons at all the times we've tried. This little pepper plant is doing really good. It's a variety of bell peppers. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is with watermelon. We're gonna have to do some more research and see maybe what our soil is lacking to grow some really good watermelon. But I'm hoping that the couple pumpkin plants we have planted in this whole plot are going to grow and take over and thrive in there, because there's plenty of space for them to spread out, and we're not going to be planting anything else in here for a while. So hopefully they work out. They look good so far, a little bit yellowing on the leaves, but we have some back there that are more in the shaded area, and they look like they're doing good. I have not been to the back of the property in a good while since the last time we did a video, so I definitely want to go back there soon and see the progress on what we have going back there. Remember, we planted sugarcane, we planted the malanga, which is like a form of the elephant ear plant, the actual edible one, because there is decorative elephant ears and you do not eat those, but this is like the food variety that has the edible root on it. So we got to check on the progress of that. So, and then we planted seeds back there. Still haven't seen if they have actually grown or sprouted, or if we just have to try again. But that is it. I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough, and the sheep got into the feed bags. We got to burn those in the burn barrel later. And Boba, she is so vocal and so loud. She wants to come out of her cage, but I'm not going to let her out right now because I'm not going to be out here to watch her. But that is it. We had a little accident with our next batch of meat birds. If you follow our Facebook page, you probably read about it. We made a mistake of I left the house, and I guess the meat chickens where I had them, they got overheated and they ran out of water. When I got home that afternoon, I found their water container completely bone dry, and all 50 of our meat chickens were dead. And I think they died from just thirst and being overheated. I thought the spot I was keeping them was pretty shaded and well ventilated, and I had kept them there the day before just perfectly fine, and set up their heat lamp for nighttime. They did good. In the morning they were perfectly happy. None of them were looking sick, or it was nothing like that. It was just when we got home that afternoon, it was just one of those days where we had a lot of errands and shopping to do. I had to, one of our cars is broken right now, so I had to bring my husband to work and pick him up in the evening. So I wasn't home to check on the chicks all day long. They ran out of water, and I guess just with the high temperatures, maybe where I was keeping them got too hot, and without water they died. And it was very sad and just not a good thing to find when you get home. And they still had food and everything, it was just the water. So we lost all of those chicks, and I ended up sharing that story on our Facebook page because we were kind of having some financial troubles, and we had used the last bit of the money in that farm account. We have a separate account for any farm income. So I had used the last bit of that to order these chicks a while ago, because we do have customers on a wait list for chicken, and the company we ordered them from actually took a month to ship them out to us because they didn't have any available. That was their next shipping date. And so I was already kind of delayed in raising these because they took so long to ship them. Plus, that was the last bit of money in that account. That was the last amount of funds we had in there from previous chicken sales. So I didn't have anything to reorder these chicks at all. And now I am delayed on the customers waiting for chickens. So I shared that on our Facebook page, and there were so many people willing to support us. One person, it is a frequent customer, she offered to pay for all of our new chicks, which was a huge blessing. On top of that, we got a couple people that prepaid for their chickens for when we do have them again. So these were customers that had already pre-ordered chickens from the last batch that unfortunately died. They went ahead and prepaid for the orders for this next batch, so we have the money, we have that to work with, the money from that, in order to just continue raising these new ones and buying more food, buying them definitely some new water containers, because I don't know if my water container was leaking or if the chickens literally just drank all that water and finished it and then didn't have nothing to drink for the rest of the day. So definitely I got to buy a bigger brand new water container, some bigger feeders, and figure out a different brooder setup for them for that amount of chickens, because I usually only raise 25 chicks at a time. This was the first time that we attempted 50 all in one shot. So we definitely need a better setup for that many. But just the blessing of not having to worry about where we're going to get the money to order the brand new chicks was just something unexpected. So one person paid for all our new chicks, and then a handful of other people prepaid for the chickens, plus we got some extra donations from a couple other people that felt in their heart to donate to us. So we had more than enough to reorder our chicks, and then we have some left over to get through those first few weeks of feed and pine shavings. We're gonna get them some new feeders and waterers and just figure out a brooder setup where I could keep them safe in our outdoor screens patio instead of moving them outside. And especially now with these hot summer months, it is about to be fall time, but here in Florida I feel like it gets even hotter when it's supposed to be fall time. So we still got months of heat to deal with, and I think keeping them in our for sure safe patio and in the shade is a safer bet than bringing them out prematurely. 50 again, I think we have about 35 of them pre-reserved, so we will see where it goes from there. I'm sure I'll find customers for the rest as we butcher them. We're just extremely thankful and just feel completely blessed that we had people that had our backs and were able to help us out when that happened. Because like I said, if we wouldn't have received any help, I don't know really where our chicken business would be at this point. We definitely would have to wait till we gathered up the funds to reorder the chicks and figured something else out in the meantime. And our customers probably would not have been that happy. Most of them are very understanding and they don't really care how much they have to wait. But I know some people that might scare them away and they might not order from us again because we experienced such a delay. So luckily we are right back on track. We only lost about a week of growth on those chicks, so as soon as we receive them we will start over again, and this would just put our butchering day a little bit later than what I had previously planned. So that is what's been going on at the farm lately. We are signing up, especially now in the fall time, signing up for lots of festivals and events and markets. So definitely we should see an upturn in profit from our business. For a while we really didn't do any markets and any events, but now hopefully it starts cooling down as well, because people will come out to the markets and festivals when it cools down a little bit. So things should start turning around. Either way, I truly feel like if you are following God's path and God's plan for you, everything ends up working out just as it should. So that is how I feel. That's how I try to take life as much as possible. Like different difficult things that we go through and turn of events make you want to quit sometimes, make you want to just sell off all the farm animals and maybe even get a smaller property and like basically just live like normal people, have 2 jobs, send the kids to school. But that is not what my heart desires, and I don't feel like that is what God desires for us. We love the farming and the homesteading. We love homeschooling our kids. We love being able to work for ourselves, being self-employed, and being able to spend our life with our animals and in the gardens and meeting all kinds of people with our business. And it's just an amazing life, and we hope to continue doing it. And we feel like through God everything is possible. With God everything is possible, and everything ends up working out. That doesn't mean we won't ever have down times, but definitely the up times beat all the down times. Hope you guys enjoyed this little update of our farm and everything that's been going on. I'm going to continue sharing updates. We got to get these gardens cleaned up so we can do some garden tours, maybe some more harvest videos once we got things ready to harvest. It's been a very tough and long summer, but hopefully fall time comes soon here in Florida. It never really does, but I'm hoping we do have a little bit of a cooler fall time than what we usually do. but also hoping for a warm winter, sort of, because when we get our frosty nights and those cold fronts, we do end up losing a lot of plants and losing a lot of our fruit trees, so that's never good. Just hoping for better temperatures, not so sweltering hot, but also not a super cold winter, because I do like that about Florida. You can grow stuff mostly year round because we never get snow and we never get into freezing temperatures, but it happens and it does destroy a lot of crops. So fingers crossed for just mild temperatures from here on out, not too hot, not too cold, and that way we can have lots of things to harvest very soon, cut down on our grocery bill, feed the extras to our animals, maybe even sell some to customers. We will see what happens, guys. I will continue to give you guys updates on everything we do. I'll see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you guys are achieving your dreams as well. Happy gardening. I know most of you are planning fall gardens right now, so I wish you the best of luck with that, and may all your work just perspire and provide lots of healthy and organic food for you and your family, and just overabundance. That is our prayer for you guys, just overabundance in all things in your life, money, opportunities, vegetables, whatever it is that you're working on. We wish you lots of overabundance. See you guys in the next one.